Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wa bihi nasta'in ala umuri dunya waddin. Shalatu wassalamu ala asrofil anbiya mursalin sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi washabihi ajmain amma ba'du. So, today me and Hilmi are going to do a lecture, Islamic lecture, the title Islam Virtue by for the universe. Okay, now let me start my speech. One day, there was a man from the Jahiliyah Arab Polynetics, polytheist, came to visit the house of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. As befits a guest, he was honored and seated. The guest sat and talked to taste. The Prophet served a glass of pure milk. The milk is then drunk until it runs out. Such was the custom and pride of the Arab nation at that time. They were very happy. If they can serve the pure milk they milk from goats or camels to their guests. After the milk in the glass was finished, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam provided a second glass, and then the guests drank it all the way down. Then the Prophet provided the third glass, and also drank it until it was finished. It continued until it reached 7 glasses. In the event, there was no important dialogue, nothing to note because the conversation went on as usual, nothing special. The Arab Jahiliyah man then returned home and the Prophet carried out his usual activities, coaching the congregation, teaching the Quran, and continuing his preaches. The Prophet Muhammad SAW continuously fostered his companions by strengthening the Islam faith, implementing shaira and noble morals. The Prophet coaching was successful, so that his companions become more authoritative and international level leaders. About 6 months after the incident, the man converted to Islam and recited the Shahada.
As a convert, this man feels left behind about the knowledge and practice of Islamic teachings from other friends. Because of that, he continued to study religious knowledge seriously and competes to practice it in everyday life. This is one of the striking differences between the generation of the companions of the Prophet Muhammad SAW and the generation of Muslims today. Generations of the companions of the Prophet Muhammad SAW were very active in seeking knowledge and were always competing to apply this knowledge in everyday life. Our generation, the current generation of Muslims, is diligent in studying religion but is lazy to practice in everyday life. The condition of Muslims who are lazy to practice religious teachings result in Islamic da'wah not developing rapidly. As happened to the generation of companions, da'wah of Islam becomes sluggish and its people lack enthusiasm to develop their religious teachings. Da'wah Islam is actually not enough just to do with lectures, speech, and other activities that are oral, but must be developed by every individual Muslims. By practicing religious teachings in society, Islamic da'wah must be manifest in all aspects of life, both in social and family life.
Regarding this matter, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam lisan al-hal afsahu min li ali al maqal. That means the facts that are manifested in the midst of people, lives are far more powerful than mere words and words. Because he diligently studied religious teachings and tried his best to practice these teachings in everyday life. In a not so long term, the Arab convert man become a very good Muslim, even on par with other friends. After becoming a good Muslim, the man who converted to Islam took the time to return to visit the house of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When he came to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam house, he remembered very well his guests who used to drink 7 glasses until they ran out. When the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was about to provide the second glass, suddenly the man said, "O Rasulullah, enough for me." How big the change that happened to the converted man. From greedy man turned into a simple life pattern. Eating, drinking, and attitude to life, even in clothes. A Muslim is directed not to eat and drink excessively. Likewise, in dress, attitude, and behavior, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam commented on the attitude of the convert man with a very short word: "Inna al-mu'mina yashrabu min mi'an wahidin wa al-kafiru yashrabu ala sab'ati am'ai." Indeed, it is enough for a believer to drink a glass of water, while an infidel is only satisfied after drinking 7 glasses. The Prophet's words are brief, in directing his people to live simply and not exaggerate in all things, including in worship activities. Everything that is excessive is not commendable in view of the religious teachings. Because of this, all Islamic teachings are innate and natural, in accordance with human capabilities and compatible with life of the universe. Islamic teachings are broad and flexible. According to the conditions of the time and place, Ramadan fasting worship is one of the pillars of Islam.
Me deliver mankind to be able to control their passions and emotions, because humans are always faced with three things. The first is the stomach urge. The second is the sexual libido drive, or shahwat. And the third is the misleading lust drive. Regarding the three passions that continue to stalk humankind, the Prophet Muhammad SAW warned his people, "Inni akhsha alaikum shahawata al-ghayyi fi butunikum wa furujikum wa mudillatil hawa." I'm afraid you will fall into the will of lust from your stomach urges, your sexual urge, and your sexual desires, deluded desires. In the reality of life, many people are unable to control their stomach urge, so they eat and drink excessively. He becomes a slave of his own stomach. People who act like this are digging their own grave, because eating and drinking excessively can cause various dangerous diseases. Those who are slaves to their lusts are the losers in this world and the hereafter. and those who are slaves to their sexual urge are more dangerous. People who become slaves of their own sexual urge will commit acts that are harmful to their family and even community life. Adultery, infidelity, sexual freedom, and evil sexual deviation or sexual perversion will occur everywhere. Then the social life collapse. Religious norms and the sense become ravaged. People who become slaves to their desires will be even more wretched because they will regret it forever in this world and the hereafter. Sometimes, for only a few minutes, people are unable to control their lust but are plunged into the mire of eternal humiliation and regret. Fasting in Ramadan trains mankind, trains human to be safe from the impulse of lust and to be able to control their emotions so that they can achieve maximum success both in the life of this world and in the life hereafter.
Okay, thank you guys for watching this video. That's all from us. I hope you enjoy our speech, and last we say Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.